If anyone says they know what the future entails in terms of AI, they are lying. They don't. And that is a hard thought to accept, but it is also very liberating. Okay, walled gardens exist. We shouldn't be denying them, but it's something that we need to learn to navigate. Plus, through that navigation, we need to drive value for our clients, true value, business goal level value versus, okay, these are the platform and its restrictions. This is only what we can do for you.
Welcome to the Inside AI Digital podcast. I'm your host, YJ. In each episode, we sit down with leaders from AI digital and across the ad tech industry to discuss how AI is reshaping media strategy and digital activation. So in this series, we're continuing the conversation around AI digital's open garden framework and our perspective on how modern digital media should be planned, activated, and measured. Today, we're sitting down with Mary Gabrielyan, our Chief Strategy Officer, AI Digital. Mary has over a decade of experience leading strategy and digital media at Publicis and working with brands like GSK, Jaguar Land Rover, Samsung, and Visa. Welcome to the podcast, Mary.
Hi. Thanks for having me, YJ. It's so surreal to be recording this podcast with you because we've started strategy team together, plus Melissa. So it's a full circle moment for me, definitely.
So excited to have you on. So speaking of, I still remember the strategy team just being three of us. And over the years, it's grown into a global team across North America, Europe, and Asia with more than 20 people across planning and strategy, which is incredible. Can you share a little bit about your AI digital story and what it's been like building and scaling strategy function over the years?
Oh, definitely. And honestly, that's one of my favorite stories that I tell constantly on almost every interview and onboarding call. When I started in October 2023 as a head of planning and strategy, there were only 7 people, 1 strategist, and 6 planners. And right now, there are more than 80 people. And this year, very quickly, we will hit the 100 people mark, which makes me so proud. And it feels really unbelievable that in such short time we have been scaling the team so much without compromising the quality. I do remember when you just joined the team and the strategy team suddenly became a 3-person team. So I feel like we have come such a long way. And right now, thanks to AI technology, we can have better pace at scaling and be more mindful versus aggressive or rushing.
Great. And it's been such a fun ride seeing the company grow and especially meeting all of our colleagues in Barcelona just last month. How fun was that?
Oh, Barcelona, as I say, the best thing of 2026 has already happened in January. So we basically need to wait until the whole year rolls. But yeah, it was a magical, wonderful experience. And I feel like that was one of the highlights in my professional life.
Absolutely. I want to pivot the conversation a little bit. We had a great chat with Tom about open garden, the shift from walled gardens to what, now we call an open garden. And the reality is that today's ecosystem is extremely fragmented across different platforms and identity solutions and measurement and data partners. So from a strategist perspective, how do strategists and planners navigate complexity and build effective media plans and proposals across such a fragmented landscape?
Yeah, recently I was giving an interview just like this to Marketecture, and that was one of the questions. And my answer is always that first and foremost, your ops teams need to be ready for the open garden framework. So this philosophy, it is very beautiful and it's great, and it provides you the opportunity to choose best-in-class technology and truly solve your clients' business goals versus prioritizing platform margins or prioritizing their advantages and their interest. But why not all the players in edtech follow this open garden philosophy? Because it's extremely challenging. To be successful in following this principle, you really need to invest in team expertise and training, and your ops teams need to learn not only 1, 2, 3 platforms, but they truly need to know the whole ecosystem from within. So we as AI Digital, we are spending so much time and money and effort on training our teams so that we have the best human intelligence inside that is capable following this open garden philosophy. First and foremost, your ops teams need to be ready. And you constantly need to be searching and partnering with new vendors, with new emerging technologies. And sometimes we have hundreds of clients, but sometimes we use a vendor only for 2 clients and that's it. And to be able to provide that bespoke service, you really need to put in effort and hard work.
Absolutely. And I learned so much from our colleagues because we have colleagues coming from Google and Meta, and like you said, subject matter experts who have been hands-on and just bring so much knowledge to the teams. So it's really truly a collaborative environment.
And it makes like it pushes everyone. Even our hiring process is different because we're not only hiring platform specialists, but we are searching for media architects who understand the ecosystem, who understand the fragmentation challenges, who understand the advantages of open garden, who understand that okay, walled gardens exist, we shouldn't be denying them, but it's something that we need to learn to navigate. Plus, we need, through that navigation, we need to drive value for our clients, true value, business goal level value versus, okay, these are the platform and it's restrictions. This is only what we can do for you.
Absolutely. So I recently watched the AI Digital's Open Garden video campaign on LinkedIn, which was really cool. It's just such a cool way to visualize the concept of open garden, and the production looked great. I didn't see any, 6 fingers or an extra leg there. Can you walk us through how that idea came together and how much of that creative process was actually, AI involved?
I would love to walk you through the whole process because initially we didn't have any idea of creating open garden video creative or anything like that. But after a quick market research, we saw that open garden framework and approach is not something that is often talked about, and people usually are speaking about when speaking about platform bias and current market fragmentation challenges, they talk constantly and mention constantly walled gardens, but the opposite is never discussed. So we decided to create this platform, this visual platform that is going to conceptually help our viewers, our clients, our partners, vendors to understand what we mean when we say open garden and to truly feel that freedom that the openness gives you and the opportunity to choose between vendors gives you. And I feel like it came together very, very beautifully. I love the concept that the maze is representing the walls and market fragmentation, and then the walls are disappearing thanks to open garden paradigm. And now you have this beautiful real garden that is just a synonym of open garden framework, and then it turns into digital, which is basically the executional part. I feel like it came together very nicely, and thanks to all these associations that it provokes and all the emotions that it provokes in the mind of the viewer, I feel like we're really coining open garden philosophy, open garden framework as AI Digital's thing.
Absolutely. It was beautiful. I would highly recommend our listeners to, I'm not sure if it's on our website yet, but I believe it's on
It
the
is.
LinkedIn page. Oh, it is. Okay, great.
Yeah. And the funny thing about that whole video is that it is 100% AI generated. So to just reference back to the 6 finger comment of yours, it is 100% AI generated. I feel like AI, not only in automations, innovation, workflow, AI agents, like delegating lots of stuff to AI agents, but also what AI can do in creative space is really fascinating. And our Open Garden video is one of the representations of that wonders that AI can do in the creative space.
That's a big surprise because it looked very, very well put together. So speaking of the creative side of the industry is also, going through a lot of fragmentation and is evolving very quickly, especially with how Gen AI is changing how concepts are developed or produced. So what's AI Digital's approach in creative development, and where do you see AI fitting in that process? And it's a bit of a controversial conversation. I think there are both sides, but curious to see where we stand.
Yeah, so I will start by commenting the controversial piece because I feel like AI in creative field is not becoming the bad guy that is going to steal your job as a creative or as a content maker, but rather it is giving you one of the most powerful tools, just like Adobe's tools. Now you have also this pool of instruments that you can use on daily basis and create astonishing outputs. The designer that uses AI tools to create a static visual or a video or a product photo shoot is definitely going to do much better job than, let's say, myself, because the design principles and basics, the harmony, the composition, all of that is something that probably AI is not going to take over. And you are guiding AI thanks to the thing called taste. So if you have that taste and that visual intelligence skills, then you definitely using AI as another instrument. It is way more powerful than what we had previously, but I'm not afraid of creatives losing their jobs, honestly. What In regards to how we use AI for creatives is I will give you a small teaser. We're soon launching our AI creative studio that is going to be available to our clients, and we're going to supplement their ad campaigns by beautiful from scratch production. So I'm very excited that to happen soon. This is in between us. Other than that, our whole marketing department uses AI for lots of visual content production. You can have a look at our socials, our LinkedIn, Instagram, our website, lots of playbooks, white papers, etc. AI is used as a tool to format it way quicker in way more consistent manner. So it really helps us with consistency because we have a big design team, and it allows different designers that have different styles and approaches and different tastes, frankly speaking, to stick to the brand voice and to make sure that it's consistent from format to format, from medium to medium. So for me personally, it's the most amusing part of AI and AI technology and where it goes, the creative part. Although I love the innovation that is unlocked on workflows and processes realm too.
I want to highlight a few things. You mentioned about using AI as a tool and having a taste and being able to guide the entire process. It's so true because we all know that we use a lot of chatbots and LLMs, and the response and the insights are only as good as what we feed in and prompts that we use. So 100% agree there.
Yes, yes.
Just to wrap up, for brands and agencies who are listening today, who may feel a little overwhelmed with the complexity and fragmentation and so many different media companies and platforms and LLMs and AI tools, what are some of a few key takeaways that you would recommend or starting point in terms of the fragmentation that's happening in the space?
Yeah, fragmentation can feel chaotic. I agree. And it is very complex and sophisticated, but we shouldn't give up and we shouldn't give up the control. So, by following the Open Garden framework in everything, including in your usage and adoption of different LLM models, you are able to be on top of that chaos and ride that wave versus just sitting there and doing nothing and seeing how your job frankly becomes commoditized. So my recommendation would be to explore, to try to experiment without a fear. Frankly speaking, even the industry leaders, the 100 developers that are working on the major LLMs don't know what the future entails. If anyone says they know what the future entails in terms of AI, they are lying. They don't. And that is a hard thought to accept, but it's also very liberating because it should unlock you to go to try, to go to explore, to truly assess and confront your current skills, your team's current skills, to assess their adoption level and sit down and start learning. The best time to start your AI journey and this ride of fragmentation wave was yesterday, and the second best time is today. So my big advice for any team leaders would be to sit down with your team, understand what they want to learn, what they want to know, assess their adoption level and their expertise level in terms of AI in other platforms, and start investing in the knowledge.
That's great because we talk so much about automation these days, but it's really kind of rethinking the tools in giving back advertisers control rather
Yes,
than, the other way around.
exactly.
Mary, thank you so much for joining and walking us through the strategy side of the open garden. And just to everyone listening, stay tuned for more conversation around the series for Inside AI Digital Podcast. Thank you so much, Mary.
Thank you for having me. See ya.